All right, so I am back with Tawanda Sitole, the IOC safeguarding officer here working with Zimbabwe Olympic Committee to talk more about safeguarding in sport, safe sport. These are concepts that you're hearing being thrown around on Google or, that are being thrown around maybe sometimes when you watch a sports show, but we're getting to understand a lot more. And the last time Tawanda spoke about what safeguarding of sport actually is. He also talked about non-accidental violence taking place. But we continue, Tawanda, to explore some of these issues. And this time around, we want to look at a big topic. And I think this one is a big topic locally. It's also a big topic globally. That's match and competition manipulation. So, by way of maybe a definition, what do we mean when we say match or competition manipulation?
Thank you very much. So, competition or match manipulation is a deliberate approach or is a deliberate action that are done by sports stakeholders. Why I've chosen the term stakeholders is because this can even happen at the top without the players knowing. And by stakeholders in order to influence the outcome of a game. Right, or if a match or if a competition. Let's look at it from one that is quite common. Age cheating, for example. As an organization or as a sporting club or as a school or as a college, why are you allowing an overaged player to go and play for a competition that they are not supposed to be playing, for example? Who is making that decision? As a parent, why are you agreeing to change the birth certificate of your child? So you're already manipulating the competition with a deliberate desire to influence the outcome of that competition.
Well, definitely, we have got a solid understanding of that one because I think we've seen a lot of that. But when we look at maybe some of the statistics around this, how big a problem is this, whether we're talking about locally or globally?
Thank you very much. I would like to reflect first before I even share with you just the small statistics that I've got. The International Olympic Committee recognized that this was now becoming a serious rot in the competition or in the whole aspect of sport, to an extent that they have actually set aside $10 million for structures and tools and ways to curb this rot, to be actually effected, developed, and applied and implemented. The same way that SafeSport is also, safeguarding has also received the same amount, $10 million. It's an indication that at IOC level and all sporting levels, they are actually recognizing the need to now make sure that we have a deliberate approach to clean the sport. Now, coming out back to statistics, 1 in 5 sport events. I'm saying 1 in 5. If you just say 5, 1 in 5. Wow. 1 in 5 faces integrity risk.
Wow. And this is on a global scale?
On a global scale.
Wow.
The biggest sporting event, we know that it's the Olympics. But when you go on to some form of a sport-specific competition, we are looking at FIFA. So FIFA was reporting 620 confirmed cases of match fixing in 2022 alone.
Wow. Wow.
When we talk about, I think Zimbabweans should just appreciate that coming from in looking back into history, we've got what is called the Asia Gate.
Yeah.
We are not new to match manipulation. Yeah. It happened, the Asia Gate, to a point that Zimbabwe is now on the watch list of both Interpol and just sport manipulation in general. And the latest statistic that we've got is in 2023, the Premier Soccer League investigation revealed 3 clubs involved in suspicious betting.
Wow. So definitely there's just a lot that has to be dealt with. And I think, when we call upon some of the actions that are being taken into consideration. More recently, we saw the Northern Region Soccer League saying we're now putting in an ethics committee to try and address some of these things. How much of a good step do you feel as well that is for football to try and make it a safe sport, a clean sport?
That is actually a first step. Remember, in the previous segment, we spoke about who as a person, who are you bringing to the table, right? So when we are now putting these committees, we are recognizing the differences that we may have as people in terms of the belief system, informed by our culture, informed by our upbringing, informed by religion, informed by different aspects that we want to then come to a point where we are in unison in terms of how we are looking at certain standards or certain approaches that we want to standardize the approach of and the engagement of athletes, administrators, or technical people or sponsors alike in shaping our sport on a level that is acceptable, not just to the constituents that we are in, but even internationally.
All right. So as we come to the end of this one, maybe what I would like to know is, are there now mechanisms, maybe from a Zimbabwe Olympic Committee or from an IOC International Olympic Committee level, where people can report these things, or places where they'll be able to report some form of manipulation of competitions, events, or even matches?
That's good. But before you even go on to report, you need to know what you need to be able to be equipped with the ability to distinguish that offense. So what the Zimbabwe Olympic Committee is doing, and part of why we are hosting us, is we are carrying out campaigns where we are educating people first, where we are creating some form of an awareness. Yes, it's on the surface because of purposes of time, but when we go deeper into this subject, as more and more people are going to be encouraged to want to learn more, they will then be equipped with the ability to distinguish the difference between a manipulation and just a bad decision that has happened on the beat, on the field of play. If the referee is actually officiating badly vis-a-vis manipulating a competition first. So before we even go on to all these mechanisms, do we understand? Are we able to draw the line and say this is pure manipulation, and for sure we need to then blow the whistle? But however, just to support that, whilst that is going on, we are also in the process of formulating a policy, which we believe that every athlete, every sport stakeholder, will, depending on the sport code that they are participating in, will have a copy of the sports safeguarding policy, which speaks into these things in detail or in just introductory, and then they can then go deeper, and the courses that we'll be offering to allow them to then be able to be well informed. And in the process of formulating this policy, we are then also putting in place the structures of these toll-free numbers where anonymous calls can also now come in. There are things that some people can actually see. Corruption can actually be seen. There, some of these things don't even need too much education on. That toll-free number will be availed to you once we have set the policies in place.
Oh, well, definitely something that we can look forward to. And my expectation is definitely high on that, because the complaints and obviously the assumptions as well are there. So with training, with policy, and with mechanisms, I'm sure we can safeguard our sport. Of course, we'll be coming back again for another episode to understand a whole lot more about what safeguarding sport is and what safe sport is.